Greetings and salutations, my fellow DMs, GMs, referees, judges, game operation directors, and all the other varieties of storytellers. This is your DM, Bill, and it's time for another DM Quick Tip.
And we're looking once again at catering to your players. Let's discuss the Timid. We've all seen them skulking along the edges of the gaming table, quiet as a whisper. A simple glance or question will instantly cause them to break eye contact and become inconveniently mute. Getting them to step into the spotlight at the table is like asking a vampire to join you for an afternoon game of volleyball. Whether you have sat next to him at the gaming table or she is your personal challenge to Game Master for, the timid player is a complex creature that will challenge even the most experienced storyteller. There are countless reasons why this particular character player is so shy in front of others. Maybe they have a problem dealing with crowds outside of their own friend bubble. Or perhaps they're uncomfortable in some social settings that include members of the opposite gender. It could be an age difference between some of the other players and themselves. Very often, they simply just don't know the rules, or at least not well enough to step in the forefront of conversations. Possibly they're afraid of embarrassment of saying or having the character do the wrong thing. No matter what the case, it would seem the timid player is unsure of what is expected of them. In these instances, and I'm sure several others I've missed, the first course of action I recommend is reassurance. It's pretty easy to forget that most of us have been in similar situations. Maybe when you started at the gaming table a few years ago, or like me several decades ago, and even in everyday interaction with the real world. That being said, let's all start with a good dose of empathy, shall we? He or she mustered enough fortitude to sit at the gaming table, making a conscious decision to confront their misgivings. We owe them a chance to get their feet under them. So how do we go about including our timid player? Hopefully in a way that will make them reasonably comfortable while keeping the adventure engaging for the other players. As a storyteller, you can provide cheat sheets. One I've used is a picture of a polyhedron representing each die, labeled in order of value. This way the player can set each die on the sheet and quickly reference which is which, at least until committed to memory. Now there are also several tables in published versions of whichever game you're running. Print a few out to hand out. They're not just for the person running the game. And then there's the internet. A quick search for tables and charts to assist our timid player and even other players can seem like an embarrassment of riches. Now, one of the best ways to teach and open up that sealed box of ideas and inventiveness is to have a more experienced and hopefully willing player sit next to our quiet project. This way, only one person is coaching our player, avoiding confusion and sensory overload as the rest of the table chimes in with all the different possible variations available. Over the years, I've seen the same thing played out with our timid players time and time again. Overthinking, second-guessing the second guesses, refusing to give a response or answer until they find the perfect solution. Later finding out in the driveway after the game, our player is telling everyone, well, I was going to do this, and I was going to say that. One of the most important things a storyteller can do is reassure your player that her first impulse is usually the best way to go. Good, bad, or ugly, the player has to trust that the other players have got their backs. Game Masters, keep control of your table. If your table gets fidgety or decides to fill in the blanks or provide what they would do, shut it down. The designated player coach or yourself should be the only voices given instruction. Be ready to suggest what role or skill or item they may have and they are looking for. Just be careful not to hijack the player character. Your player needs to be encouraged to play, not be steered about. And to you, the timid, the quiet, confused, or overwhelmed players, don't overthink the situations. There isn't a perfect spell, or weapon, or answer. No matter what the more experienced players are doing, no matter how easy and seamless they make it seem, trust your instincts. Accept, adopt, and immerse yourself in the persona of your character. Become that person, and then do what they tell you what to do. Because there's no real pressure. There's no real circumstance to your actions. It's only a friggin' game. With time, the more often you sit at the table with your friends and have fun, it gets easier. And before you know it, you're the experienced player, helping the new dude in the corner, skulking around the edges of the table, quiet as a whisper. And that's this old man's opinion. I'm DM Bill. See you next time in the dojo.